Welcome, everyone.
Blite Nation.
I'm Vito and Liz coming back at you with more Cat Williams Unleashed.
Yes.
Yes.
We reminded it a little bit, too, so we can remember what the hell we were talking about.
We might have to do the Joe Rogan after this, too.
Yeah, I saw, that's right. He was
He
on.
calls out Joe Rogan for never having him on, and then Joe Rogan's like, I love you, you're one of my favorite comics. And then he goes and sits down with Joe Rogan for almost 4 hours.
Ish, man.
Yeah, you haven't listened to that yet, have you?
Yeah,
I saw some
I was
clips,
10
but not the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, I saw a couple clips, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be so good.
Yeah, I haven't
Uh,
But,
But let's
all right.
continue this,
All right,
because this is already very, very enlightening.
yes, so here we go.
And again, what does Cat have to lose at this point for giving up? Why would he lie at this point?
Yeah, it's not like he got a big Hollywood movie coming out next month.
Nope, he's still selling it. He's got his fan base.
Yeah.
He's not turning anyone against.
Probably people would say that just to stay relevant, but I don't
He's
think
already
so.
relevant.
Yeah,
Exactly.
He's already a comedy goat. Everyone knows Cat Williams, the hustler.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his
The Pimp Chronicles.
every single one of his specials is like insane. Dude,
My goodness.
man, working in that barricade every day. You're
No, when that song comes on, man,
it don't matter what you do.
you're feeling the vibe, bro.
Oh God, Cat Williams was a beast.
For real. But here we go, Cat. Talk to us, brother.
Let's continue this to see what he's got.
To the library and study for 8 hours a day to increase my education. And then I would leave out of there and go to the marina and steal car radios and make $2,000 almost daily. Like I had a routine.
So you really could have played that Santa old thief and Santa Claus. You could have played it.
No, the Santa Claus wasn't a thief. The Santa Claus, you can't tell me. I read the script. Ricky Smiley told you he didn't read the script. The Santa Claus was a crackhead. He just had that outfit on. That's what I couldn't have played.
Okay.
Like I couldn't have played a black guy that got raped in the bathroom.
Right. So at any point in time, you like, man, I made a mistake, man. I should have stayed my butt in Ohio, man, because this ain't what I signed up for.
I didn't experience anything once I left home that I hadn't signed up for. If anything, it saved my life. Me being homeless for that small period of time allowed me to see all of the people that were in that situation and to see that these were lawyers and doctors and teachers, and that these people were white and black and Asian and Indian. And the only thing that all of these homeless people had in common was they made a bad decision and aligned themselves with drugs. And I interviewed them all. What drug? And guess what, Shannon?
What?
Nobody had a great story. Nobody had a great story of what meth had done for them, what crack had done for them, what cocaine had done for them, what heroin had done for them, what speed had done for them. Nobody had them stories. Everybody's story was, I had my life together. And then I decided to do this dumb thing. And I lost my wife, I lost my house, I lost my cars, I lost my reputation, and now I'm out here sucking penis in the woods. What? Talk about scared straight. You ain't got to worry about me. If it ain't weed or nicotine, you won't see me touching it. I don't want no parts. I done seen what these things can do to people. Anything that take over your free will is the devil itself.
Have you ever thought about what your life would have been had you stayed
That is very
in Dayton,
true.
Ohio?
Anything that makes you need it, crave it, have to have it, takes away your free will to choose.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Is an devil. That is a unique way of putting that, Cat. God damn.
Something that you have to depend on to make you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's dangerous.
Damn.
That's scary.
Yep.
No, that's like asking somebody that's in the NBA for 14 years, like, What would have happened if you didn't come to the NBA? Oh, I shudder to think. I thought it was what I was made for. I thought it was what I was built for. Anybody that knows me will tell you that when they first met Cat Williams, when I was Cat in the Hat, and they tell these stories about how he changed his name. Look, the truth of the matter is Disney sued me. Yeah, I was Cat in the Hat. They sent me a cease and desist letter, and I'm not even making $25,000 a year. And the mega company Disney has sent me a cease and desist telling me I can't use any variations of that name. Fine, I'm Cat Williams. That's all that happened. I have been this same product the entire time. They will tell you when they first saw me doing stand-up, I was just like this. This is what I bring. This is my style.
When did you know were you always funny? Did you always want to be a comedian? Did you stumble on a comedianship?
No, I loved what they did, and so I studied them, all of them. I studied all of the white comedians because I wanted to know, why is Monty Python funny? Why is Don not so talented? I wanted to know, what is George Carlin's thing?
George Carlin.
Like, so I studied all of the comedy masters regardless of the field because I loved to laugh. I didn't know that these people were making a great living at doing this. I thought this is just what they did. They tell jokes. They're funny people. But I loved the craft. And that's why when I got into the craft, I thought it was my obligation to make sure that I kept writing new material so much that it forced these comedians to stop doing the set they've been doing for 10 years and keep writing some new stuff. And I knew that if I could get that to take on, that most of these bums would have to just quit comedy because they can't keep up. They're not gonna keep writing an hour worth of material.
Right.
I've written an hour worth of material 19 times. They're not gonna do it. Why? Because they're not creative writers. They want to get somebody else and have them write it and put it together.
So, if I'm listening to you correct me if I'm wrong. I think the best thing that ever happened was the internet. Because now they have to. Because normally, like you said, you could do a set and you do that set in Kansas City. People ain't heard it in San Francisco. People ain't heard it in Miami. They ain't heard it in Detroit, Chicago, Atlanta, so forth and so on. Now you do a set, it's on the internet. Somebody heard it. So you can't do a set and make it last 3 months, 4 months.
Well, it doesn't allow the regular comic the ability to grow is the real problem. Like, the part of comedy is me taking these jokes in January, and by March, I've begun to craft this joke.
Okay.
It's not as simple as it was. When I wrote it, it was just da-da-da-da-da. But now it has the complexities of the fact that I'm having to deliver this to an East Coast audience, a down South audience, a Midwest audience, a Utah audience, a Colorado audience. And so it begins to take on.
That's all different types of people.
Yep, the variations of the different joke and how to approach it in different areas.
Yeah.
So yes, you might have heard it in California, but that doesn't mean it's the same.
That doesn't mean it in New York.
Exactly. No, it might hit in New York, but just differently. It's
Yeah,
the same
true.
joke, just
True.
told differently.
Yeah.
You might have heard it in California, but it's not going to be told the same way in New York.
True. Yeah.
So you might laugh the same way. It's the same joke, just told differently. That's what he's saying.
Fair
Not
enough.
that it's not going to hit the same.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
He's saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm talking. A West Coast crowd isn't the same as an East Coast crowd.
True.
So you have to adjust your jokes to where you're at.
Yeah.
So you start off by telling it the same way every time he's saying, but after a while you start to check. You start to add the nuances of where you're at.
Yeah. I feel you. I definitely feel you on that.
And yeah, sometimes something that does work somewhere over there isn't going to work over here.
Yeah.
That is obviously a case, but not the whole case.
Not the. I see what you're saying, Vito. Yeah, you gotta. That's the part of the art.
Exactly. That's the art of, like he said,
Art
growing.
of growing. Yeah.
But if you're an up and coming comic and have one bad set, it's all over the internet.
Yeah.
And as soon as you try to get booked somewhere, people all they're doing is looking up and seeing that terrible set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Do I want to go see this guy? Oh, that looks terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though that's when he first started, he might be 6 years in and 10 times better.
Yeah, true.
Or even might be 3 months in, figured out how to fix that joke, and even is now 10 times better. You see?
Yeah. There's a process to it.
So he's right. The internet helps and hurts.
At the same, yeah, it helps.
It helps the established comedians. It's hurting the up and coming comedians because they can't grow. They can't make mistakes. Because
Yeah.
as soon as you
Oh, God
bomb,
forbid you make a mistake in society now.
exactly.
Oh,
You
God.
bomb, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Because that's all that's everywhere.
Yeah.
That's all that's played. That's the clip that's over and over and over and over again. Oh, that's
On a different complexion because you're having to deliver it to different people.
Okay.
And so this is
Facts.
what sharpens your joke. You then take those sharpened jokes and make it special. Not you just randomly take some. So it's a process. You don't allow them to process if the first time the guy did the joke, now that's his joke and the joke is everywhere. That just sets it up for people to steal.
So how many times must you tell a joke before you master it?
How many times have you had to sleep with a woman before you're done with her? That's not fair. If it's great, never.
You gotta.
If it ceases to have usefulness, so it has been spoken. Right.
You got a point.
I read that you was raised in Florida. You had some help, some ladies of the night.
No.
That's not true.
No, that whole story doesn't take place in Florida. That story takes place in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
So after I'm in Florida, I then join, I try to join the Marine Corps and they won't accept me because I'm too young and I've lied and told them I'm 16 and my family's moving down and I don't have my ID, but it's coming. And so they let me go to the boot camp, That's not gonna work now. Okay, so I've learned that lesson.
Right.
So then I get this job selling stuff door to door. Across the country. And so I've been to all 50 states. Again, I'm 14 years old. So I did that. While I'm doing that, one of the places I'm at, I'm in Oklahoma. And I've decided I'm going to stay here because of meeting these ladies that you're talking about and that situation. I don't know at the time why that's important in my life or why it's something I should be doing or any of that. But now later on, it certainly helps me in formulating Money Mike for Friday After Next.
Right.
And a pimp named Slickback for the Boondocks.
Oklahoma, so San Francisco, Oklahoma, Sacramento. From Florida, you moved to the West Coast. So you traveling. When did you set up shop on the West Coast? How old were you then?
So I guess I'm 18 or younger, and once I have a child, I realize that I can't. It's a lot of things that I could use to make money that now is a no-go. So anything with street aspirations that I might have thought about pursuing or being good at, I now am a single parent and I gotta redo this thing. So I need comedy to really work out for me.
Right.
And me and God go into extreme conversation where I'm explaining to him that I'm a crash out dummy if he don't send me a lifeline. Like I need something I can hold on to. Before I had left Florida, I did stand up one time because we was trying to get in the club. I didn't have ID. So I said I was a comedian. They ended up having me do 5 minutes. But I kept that in my head that I had done that. When we get to Oklahoma, they're having a competition for stand-up. And if you win, you get to go out on the road with Jeff Foxworthy and Dan Whitney, who is Larry the Cable Guy, and Richard Jenny, and these great comics. You get to open for them. And once I did that, I realized, okay, as a comedian, I'm like way behind schedule. I done started this too late. All the funny guys are already funny and known names. Like, how am I going to progress? So I realized that I do better with a white audience than I do with a black audience. And I'm not sure why that's occurring,
Okay.
but the white audience likes me more. That's interesting. So when I moved to Sacramento, it's because Sacramento has a white and a black audience almost 50-50. That's
Okay.
almost the makeup of Sacramento. So I live in Sacramento for 2 years until I get to the point where I am equally as funny if the room is black as I am if the room is white.
Okay.
That's not enough. Now I need to be one of the good ones when it comes to black comics. So now I have to move to Oakland, and that's what lands me in Oakland for 3 years. Once I have dominated male black comedy in Oakland to my liking, now I'm prepared to go to Los Angeles now. Now I know you can't throw me any curveballs. If it's a white audience, if it's a black audience, no matter what they are, I'm prepared to deal with all of the audiences.
Do you write jokes according to the audience that you're going to be in front of, or is your joke universal?
Well, in the beginning, part of my framework is that I'm tailoring every show to this audience.
Okay.
And that's how I was able to show my range and show that I was better than my competitors, is that I'm Katt Williams, but I was still doing clean comedy. So I was still going to churches and doing 45 minutes of stand-up at the church with no curse words, no sex, drug material, no none of that, just straight stand-up. And then I was doing everything else. And
At the regular club.
yeah, that was the range, is that when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So that's how I started. But as you begin to get better, you begin to be able to speak to your entire fan base. And that's really what's been helpful, is that I've been having the same conversation with my fan base for 12 comedy specials.
Is that what set Katt Williams apart? Is your range? Is that you can do a comedy, do 45 minutes in the church. I can go to a comedy club in front of 250, or I can go into an arena with 15,000. That's range, because everybody can't do that, Katt.
That's true.
Well, if that's what range is called, then yeah, it's range. But I like the people I'm talking to. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like it can't be condescending.
It's fun for him. He enjoys being in different rooms, tailoring to the crowd. So that's what I mean by West Coast, East Coast. It doesn't what crowd you're in front of.
Yeah.
If you can't tailor your act to the crowd you're in front of, you're in trouble.
That's true. That's true. It's like in the it's like with rap, man. Some of these artists, they can sell out clubs, but when it comes to arenas, they can't do shit.
Exactly. It's
No one's going to see them in an arena.
right. What's the problem here?
Yeah.
They're getting millions of views online, but nobody wants to come see them.
Yep.
What's the problem here? But see, Katt's selling out shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
People who've been in the game for years can't do a new special because they don't have time to write. Really. Bullshit.
And no one knows you like that. I feel like if you selling out arenas, people really fuck with you. But if you're not selling out arenas, there's some aspect that people ain't vibing with you with.
Exactly. Just because you can get millions of views online,
Yeah,
you can't sell out an arena when you're finally showing up in person. What's the point?
Exactly.
Because I'm talking to my white male friend when I'm telling that white joke.
Right.
When I'm talking about this joke about this black lady, I know that black lady. That's who I'm talking to. I'm speaking to this fan base that I've been speaking to from the beginning. I already told them what I was on when I first came in. I told them they was gonna come after me. They was gonna cancel me. They was gonna say terrible things about me and try to mess my life up. I said that coming into stand up. I'm saying it in my
So you knew it was going to be.
It has to be. I know I'm going into the belly of the beast. How could I be naive? I know that I'm going into Satan's playground, but I'm trying to be so good that you got to bring me in so close that I can see who's doing what and what's going on in there.
In San Francisco, you joined the Nation.
I was ever in San Francisco. I was in Oakland.
You was in Oakland. Did you join the Nation? Is that?
Yeah, Honorable Minister Farrakhan and I have an extremely close relationship. He refers to me as one of his sons. So, yeah, I spent a particular period of time. Let me explain.
Yes.
Because my particular background was already religious and super strict, right? I didn't find out about other religions by reading about them. I went to their religion. I don't want to learn from Jewish people from outside. I want to be in a synagogue. I don't want to learn about Muslim people from, I want to be in a mosque. I don't want to hear about the Baptist or the Pentecostal. I want to go to their church and see. And so that was the religious discovery that I was on through that period in my life.
When did you know you were funny?
Probably about 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
So you didn't think as a child, because obviously you said the very structured background, your family was very religious. So obviously you didn't get an opportunity.
I never did a talent show. I was never in any extracurricular activities. I was never in drama. I was never in band camp. I was never a Boy Scout.
And you didn't stay in school long enough to get funny because you dropped.
You understand. So there was no, I don't tolerate high school games. I didn't go to high school. I don't know how most of the games they think I play, I'm not even aware of them.
But Katt, for you to get on stage, and like I said, a lot of people, like a lot of comedians, I had a few here, they're like, okay, I told jokes to get girls, I told jokes to, get people to laugh at someone else.
Yeah.
But you is like, you say you did comedy one time in Florida.
Yeah.
And you had this other opportunity, like in Oklahoma, that they were going to take you out if you won the talent show. You was going to go on the road with these well-known comedians.
And I did.
But I'm just saying, how in Florida at 13, 14 years of age, you like 16, I can do that.
Well, because I knew that there were a lot of other things I could do. Like when I looked at drug dealers, I thought I could do that. Right.
When I look at, I can do that. I can do that.
They choose to do comedy. That's a good thing.
I see.
I can do that.
But he did say having a kid definitely changed his perspective.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yep.
Because he was real good at getting radios.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly, yeah.
He really hustled there.
Right. And who doesn't like that?
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to make it. But now that I got to do it on this side, but no, your question was, when did I think I was funny? I never was my biggest fan. To this day, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm a fan of comedy. I like great comedians. Like, I like Chappelle. I like Patrice O'Neal. Like, I like the greats of comedy because I do. Like, I like Ron White. I like Bill Engvall. Like, I know comics. Like, people that did the craft, they raised me. I was touring with Steve Marmel and Richard Jenny and real journeymen. Mm-hmm. So my comedy upbringing was standard. I thought you had to work all night, every night, all around the country, and you had to write jokes, and that you were trying to write jokes that other people weren't writing, and that your job was to be funnier. Like, people that know me will tell you I've been on this. Like, I had a list of all the black comedians that were more famous than me. There was 300 of them on the list, and I had to be able to cross them all out before I could make it to the next level, before I felt like I was funny enough to do that.
Damn.
And so I appreciate what competition does for sports and for my particular sport.
Mm.
And comedy is a sport.
What gave you
Yeah.
the
It is.
confidence that you could get on stage?
You remember I was 5 years old on stage.
Okay. So
But I
performing in
was,
front of people was no
but
problem.
I was reiterating God's word at that point. Now I just have to make sure that the content is good. If the content is good, what part can I not do? I'm a vessel. He's given me these gifts to be able to do certain things, so I just want to utilize them in my craft. That's all.
Do you remember your first set?
Damn. What are we at? 101?
Oh, 101, yeah.
Yeah, we should take a break from there. Damn.
Yeah, I'm starting to.
Yeah, damn. Hey, it's 37 minutes in, so. Yo, Cat Williams is different.
Yeah, he is.
Hearing him explain shit, it's different,
It's
man.
just what he went through, his processes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What he dealt
it's
with.
like you see him differently
Yeah,
now.
you do.
You actually respect him more now. 'Cause
Yeah.
what he did, just leaving his house at 13 years old, and just
That's
that's
crazy.
scary. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's
Damn.
brave, man, for doing that.
Look where he is now.
Yep.
But damn. But guys, Creole, we're making it. We're making it through, Creole. We're trying to get through. But guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed just the interview in general, our reaction. Oh shoot, we losing Vito. We losing Vito. Let's wrap it up, y'all. Let's wrap. Guys, gotta remember when y'all sleep, Vito's up working. But
I'm fading quick.
But guys, we hope y'all enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe, blow us up. Y'all know what to do.
Thanks for stopping us next time. So hit the notification bell, give it a share because it does. So the channel out.
Please and thank you.
See you guys in the next one.
Video.
Peace.